Hey guys, thank you for tuning in to another episode of InRange. I'm out here at the DefCon25 Unofficial shoot, but every year it becomes truly more official. I'm here with Deviant, who you already are aware of. I've seen you mention him in our comments on the Patreon, for example. What I want to know is, right here we're at BLM land. BLM land in the western part of the United States is public land. It's federally owned, but generally for public use, and when there's a good backstop like this, for the most part, in places like Arizona, New Mexico, Nevada, and places like Utah, others, it's here to be used as for a lot of recreational activities, off-roading as well as shooting. And we see that there's some debris out here, but actually it appears that people are keeping this to be a pretty clean place, and there's some active community effort in keeping this a nice shooting location. But with that said, that's not what we're here to talk about today. What I want to know is, you've been planning the DefCon shoots for quite a while. What does it take to make this happen?
Well, a lot of luck sometimes.
Okay.
Every year it seems there's a new set of challenges, but everyone comes together. The community is really wonderful. This whole thing is just volunteer driven, and it's community led. No one's out here making a buck, least of all me, renting a $700 SUV.
Might be losing money.
Yeah,
on it,
well,
actually.
we break even, thankfully, nowadays. We got a good flow going, but there's always some curveball, because this is not obviously a real gun range. This is, if you're a foodie in some big cities, you might have a chef you like who does a pop-up restaurant that only exists for a weekend somewhere, kind of off book, no liquor license. This is this is a pop-up gun range, and for 24 hours in this one spot in the desert, it exists, and everyone comes, and we get friends to leave the comforts of the casinos and the air conditioning and drive all the way out here and accelerate some lead together.
It's funny you use the word comfort of the casinos. I find this far more comfortable than I do any casino myself.
It's a de-stressor when you're driving, and the more you drive, the land just gets a little more picturesque and serene. And there's the yellow sign with the ox. This is open range.
Yep.
And then there's a sign that says no hitchhikers allowed, prison land. And then there's a sign that says county road no longer maintained. And then you're out here.
Yeah, which is about what you get driving to my house.
Yeah, it's very similar.
That's what I like to live in.
Not lying.
We're right out here this year for the DefCon shoot. We're right outside the incredible panacea and megalopolis of Indian Springs, Nevada, which I think if you blink when you drive through, you might miss.
It really just exists for all you drone people out there. Creech Air Force Base is out here.
Yep.
So that's where the drone program pilots are usually in their little bunker huts.
So what do you have to do to use this? Now, this is public land. Do you just decide to use it, or did you actually have to deal with the community at all?
No, I mean, the only big thing in this part of Nevada is fire warnings.
Okay.
So there's a spot we used to go on the other side of the city, kind of further south, Lovell Canyon. We went there for a number of years. It was nice. Everyone liked it. But the fire warnings were too much out there. And there were allegedly a process to get a permit. That never came through. Last year, there was a really gorgeous shooting complex north of the city. Clark County Shooting Complex.
An official shooting range.
Yeah, it's a proper range. It's got a toilet and everything, which was a luxury for us.
Sure.
Instead of the little pop-up, cat hole that we would dig. But that place, so to be used, it was built with taxpayer dollars. And the only people who can use it, ostensibly, are taxpayers for citizen purposes. But what this means in practice is that there's so much paperwork to fill out and so many hoops you have to jump through to get permission to go there and shoot, that there's actually just one or two big businesses in the Las Vegas metro area that rent the range like 350 days out of the year.
So wait, let me get this right. It's a public facility, there for the use of the taxpayers, completely taken over by an oligarchy of corporations.
That's roughly what happens. We had a great time last year. It just so happens the fire warnings booted us out of Lovell Canyon, and everyone scrambled. Everyone was great. I'm not a local. A lot of the people, Joe is one of the few locals who brings his machine guns, but our few locals, they said, all right, let's figure it out. Let's drive around. Let's look at options. We called official gun clubs, and this one range looked cool. And one of my guys drove out there. He said, oh, it looks nice, let me put you in touch. Here's the person at the front desk. And with 48 hours, I just pulled it together. And I said, here, money, whatever I need to do. Do I rent the thing? No, we just pay an RSO. Okay, that's fine. We stood it up. Everyone had a great time. Everyone left. There's one very angry person who would make a great bulletin board forum administrator who would type in all caps, very angry, small-minded person at a desk whose job it is to just stamp things and say no. She was out sick that day. And when she came back,
loophole.
She came back and found out that this group of interlopers came in with no official policy and structure, just to have fun for nondescript purposes. She kind of hit the ceiling. And this year when we tried to coordinate again, she said, whoa, you were those crazy people last year. What were you doing? Wasn't someone selling t-shirts? And I saw somebody did you really have RSOs? I said, yeah, we have a ton of RSOs. Some are NRA certified. But 3 of them were Marines. Like, just like, look, none of this makes sense to me, and you guys sound like, I don't know what you're doing out there, but I can't have it. So that's why we're not there anymore.
I don't know if it's the desk that makes people into that, or the people that are like that are attracted to a desk. But that seems to be a common theme amongst many situations like that. But that said, this is DefCon, and hackers find a way.
Yeah, so again, with like weeks to go, somebody suggested this spot, and it is a known shooting location. It's a known off-roading location, and I love it. Somebody just having friends, man. Somebody on the forum said, "Oh, I'll drive out there." Shot a few videos. We said, "All right, let's hope this works." And as much as we like to complain about businesses and how businesses want business, the fellas at this rental crew, they've been good to us year after year. They know me. They know I'm this crazy person that I'll call up and I'll say, "Yeah, I need a giant canopy. Actually, give me 12 of those canopies and 15 tables and 80 chairs." Is a wedding? No, it's not a wedding. No, it's going to be at this dry wash in the middle of nowhere, and I just give them GPS coordinates, and they roll in with their box truck. You know, now that they know that we actually pay them, so they don't mind. We return all the tables with no bullet holes in them.
So what I wanted to do is talk about that, but it's going to show the before and after, because I want to show what this turns into, because this really is a big event.
Yeah.
And every year it's bigger, right?
It keeps getting bigger. It's been it's hovered around 100, 150 people about last 3 years. It's a little bit more unofficial each time because of people. You can sort of sign up if you want to register a canopy so you have shade. But if you don't want, I don't restrict who comes. You can make your own space on the firing line. You just don't get any sun visors or tables if you just want to show up by yourself. But yeah, people can prepay a canopy, and more those sell out sooner. So now we just some people just show up with cash and make it what they can and rent a little spot on a table or a chair.
So what I wanted to show was the before. We're going to get some video after. We're going to have a montage of some of what's going on over the next 2 days. And I wanted to thank you for putting this together amongst everyone else here that's volunteering as well. But you're the kind of the master of the ceremony, so you're the reason to talk to, right?
Well, I'm happy you came all the way out again.
Well, I'm glad to be out here. So guys, stay tuned for more. We're going to have a montage in just a moment. So guys, what we got here is these guys are setting up. This is going to be the tent location. That's the backstop. You can see this is nothing more than open desert. And you'll be amazed at what this looks like, boy, just in a couple hours.
I'm Deviant. If you haven't met me, I'm around. I've been to DefCon since DefCon 8, and it's just one of my favorite things. DefCon it's changed a lot over the years, and this is kind of one little anchor point for some of us that feels the same. Every year I say it's going to be the last year I do it, and every year I do it again, and it's because people who come, they enjoy it, and they say, please keep this going. And more than that, people afterwards email and they say, how can I be a help next year? Can I be on the mailing list? And somehow, in spite of everything not completely going wrong, but like in spite of the reasons that the shoot has stopped in the past, we somehow keep it going. I'm very proud every year. We're very good citizens that we come out, we clean up after ourselves, and that's why we are afforded this freedom, and I like celebrating that.
It's an RSO.
What is an RSO? One of my RSOs asked. An RSO is a range safety officer. They are in charge of making sure you follow the main and most critical rules. We only have a few rules here, but the 4 big ones are the 4 rules of firearm safety. We're going to hit these a couple of times, and that's what they're looking out for. One thing you really should put on that dry erase if you're letting people shoot your guns is what your ammo costs. And if you are walking up to someone's lane, please respect that and ask them if you can pay for their ammo. If they're letting you rip through an entire NFA belt-fed firearm, which not a lot of you can own, don't be the guy who like rips through it, does a full belt dump, and is like, that's cool, I'll be back, and like, off. Come on, bullets cost money, care and feeding of rifles, their food is not free. Who has shot steel before? It's fun, makes you feel all tactical and badass, like you're in a YouTube video. All right, one last time. All firearms are always treated how? Loaded. They are always loaded. All firearms get pointed in what direction? Safe. Safe direction, down or down range. You are always aware of what downrange? Your target and what is beyond it. If you muzzle rise so much that you go over a mountain, I am going to ask you to leave. Muzzle's down. And lastly, you keep your booger hook off the bang stick until you're ready to shoot. We can all do that? We can all have fun. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Hey, Joe. Where do you want me to just set these right here?
Yeah, we put some in that box for you.
Put it. Okay. All right. Well, I'll just set these over here. I got my name and number on it. And I know, what was his name? Oh,
Brian.
Terry.
You ready to roll? This is the trigger right here. Yes. You can swing it, traverse, and then turn that wheel. That'll give you elevation.
Ah. All right.
Guys, I'm here with Gabby. You're from Texas, correct?
I'm from Texas.
And this is your first DefCon.
It is my first DefCon.
And your first DefCon shoot.
My very first DefCon shoot.
And you tried very hard to get to this DefCon shoot.
I've tried for over a year to get to this DefCon shoot.
This year included renting a car?
It did, which was very hard to come by.
So what brings you here? What motivates you to be at the DefCon shoot?
Well, the main reason I came was to be able to not just see, but actually pick up and shoot a fully automatic weapon,
Okay.
a firearm. Not particular on which one, but I'd like to be able to do that because it's a very rare and precious opportunity.
It is. It shouldn't be as precious an opportunity if things were better. But as it is right now, the opportunity here is fantastic. Now you shoot outside of this, right?
I do.
Okay.
I have a license to carry in the state of Texas, so
Okay.
I carry a firearm on me every day.
Uh-huh.
Well, I haven't been to the DefCon conference. This is the first stop I've made.
Oh,
and
so you've just seen this audience so
I've
far.
only seen this audience, and it like far exceeds my expectations.
What you're going to find is it is every possible type of human being on Earth in one place getting along.
Absolutely getting along. The people are so friendly and kind and very open-hearted.
They may look scary, but don't let that intimidate you.
Oh, I don't.
Is that there's a lot of people here that have never shot before. We have people from Europe, we have people from somewhat non-permissive states, and when they ask the question, how many people here have never shot a gun before, a lot of hands went up. And that's what the point of this shoot is. So we know a lot of technologists and computer guys are also into guns, and a lot of gun guys aren't so much technologists, but there's a lot of technologists or hackers or whatever that haven't had the chance to understand this technology. So this is an opportunity to provide them a venue that's very safe, controlled, disciplined, and responsible with these guns. Full auto, down to 22 single shots. And the reality is, as you probably know, if you've ever dealt with someone who's anti-gun, if you can actually get them to go to the range and shoot the gun for a little while in a responsible environment, it completely changes the conversation. And this is this type of grassroots thing that could change the culture war that we're currently already engaged in. So guys, maybe you can't be to DefCon, can't make it to DefCon, but maybe you could do something like this. Nothing else? Take out a new shooter, train them how to use a gun responsibly, show them the fun that it is, the skill building that it is, and the actual productive tool that it can be for not only self-defense but self-improvement. And I guarantee you that this problem we have with gun rights will probably be resolved somewhere in the future, because ignorance is dispelled by sunlight, and this is that kind of event. Guys, thank you for watching. If you like this kind of content, please consider supporting us on Patreon. We are a wholly viewer-supported project. It's up to you guys to keep InRangeTV alive. If you can't do that, subscribe to us on YouTube, Full30, Facebook. Pretty active on Facebook, that's for sure. And stay tuned. Thanks for watching.
We can't stop here. This is backcountry.